More than 2 million federal workers face a midnight deadline to summarize their last week's work accomplishments to billionaire Trump donor Elon Musk or face being fired. Musk sent the unusual request on Saturday, but some federal agencies are telling their employees not to comply. This, of course, comes after Musk and President Trump rapidly downsized the federal government and cut programs authorized by Congress. NBC's Julie Triskin reports from Washington.
Confusion and frustration surrounding the latest demand from Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency. Over the weekend, sending an email to millions of federal workers, telling them to justify their jobs by midnight tonight. Today, while hosting French President Emmanuel Macron at the White House, President Trump once again endorsing the billionaire's moves.
I think everyone thought it was a pretty ingenious idea.
Now, several agency heads telling those same workers not to respond, including the Department of Justice. In an email, the Assistant Attorney General for Administration said because of the confidential and sensitive nature of the department's work, employees do not need to respond.
The execution of this email was terrible and seems to have been sent out with almost no coordination from the actual agency heads who were appointed by this administration.
As the Trump administration pushes on with cuts, Republican lawmakers are walking a tightrope, facing backlash from constituents back home, while backing up the president's policies in Washington.
I think it's not a big thing to expect of federal employees to do what we do in the private sector.
House and Senate Democrats who don't have the votes to fight back are relying on the courts to intervene.
What Donald Trump is doing is illegal, it's violative of our Constitution, and it has to be stopped. And I'm proud to see a movement growing that ultimately, I believe, is going to stop Donald Trump from doing these very destructive things.
The president navigating domestic ire and anger overseas, too, as allies question his stance on Ukraine. Mr. Trump meeting with French President Macron and talking to G7 leaders as Putin's brutal war enters its 4th year. In Washington, Julie Serkin, NBC News.